Well, better late than never, I guess they say. Will Stewart, Sean Green, Nick Dichiria in the background. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the CSC Challenger Series, brought to you by Partners Promoting Darts. We're back once again for a great matchup. This time it's Chris Watson taking on Brandon Neal. What's going on, Sean?
Buddy, you cannot ask for a more established uh, duo going to battle here than Brandon Neal and Chris Watson. They've been in the CSC, I think, combined the most streamed matches of anyone who we've seen. Um, the loser tonight gets $400, which is a lot of money. There's a $100 buy-in. That's a lot of money. The winner plays for $600 next week against the winner of Daryl Cortez and Kix Akala. So, but next week we're also getting that King Seat match set for April 12th between Jeremiah Berger and Brett Hollanday. And I can't wait for that one either, bud. But tonight, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great matchup. Both these guys have great personalities, first and foremost. Out of players that we've met, talked to, these are two of the nicest, most down-to-earth players that we interact with. And they definitely have a lot of personality that is shown in these interviews, that's for sure.
I was gonna say, wait till you see these interviews about midway through. They're fantastic, or
Yeah,
fantastic, as we've been saying here in the CSC Challenger Series.
we
I'll
have
just
not.
keep it going. I'll just keep it going. But yeah, we're ready to rock here. I know our players are excited for the action this evening. Let's head on over to Brandon Neal and let's take a look at the tail of the tape here, as he's an Omaha legend is his nickname. Been playing for about 20 years now. Throws Harrow's Ice Polar 18 grams. Has a current MPR of 4.56 with that win rate of 51.6. He's had 60 games played with 4 rounds. This will be his 5th round of action. And 19 9 marks, 97 7 marks, 119 5 marks, and 1 white horse. What do you have to say, Sean?
Well, I just think that he's going to be very upset that you made his average of 4.56 when he has a 4.57, sir. Um, and
Whoopsies.
that point zero one might make all the difference in the world. But he's going up against the scrappiest player that we've seen in CSE Challenger Series. He's rolled through the loser side again to get to this point. And we're talking about the bar darter himself, Mr. Chris Watson. He has also been playing for 20 years. He's throwing the Target Carrera C19 18-gram darts, and his average is a 4.44, 44. Um, his actual win percentage is a 58.9. It says a 60.7. I'm going to guess that is without the diddles. He has 31 9 marks and 4 white horses, so 35 total. And that's not first or second, it's third place, actually, in 9 marks. He has 104 7 marks, 102 5 marks, and he has played 2 games less than the most games played in the CSC Challenger Series this season, with 84 games played. And you said 60 is the amount of games that Brandon Neal has played. So that's, well, let me do my math. 24 more legs. That's a lot.
Yeah, it certainly is. Well, Chris didn't make it easy on himself when he won the CSC previously. If he's going to do it this go around, it's going to be a tough task. He lost his first go around. It was to Matt Bella. And then from there, took on Jeffrey Johnson, Jonathan Long, Billy Meyer, Chris Alexander, Larry Keith to get to this point here. For Brandon Neal, John Bunnell, Jonathan Long, Jason Hawkinson, and then a loss against Brett Hollanday, his last go on the Aki. So here we
Hey,
go, folks. This should be a great one.
hey, Nick, throw up that picture of Chris Watson again, because the greatest comment in the chat ever. Ryan Clark says, anyone else see John Travolta, or is that just me? And I definitely see John Travolta there.
You can see a little bit. I always call them the bald Sugar Shane Johnson myself, but I could see that one as well. But
Yeah.
hey, this is gonna be a duel. A lot of people supporting these guys. We got John Edwards, a D1 participant in our CSC Challenger Series, tuning in to support Brandon tonight. I love seeing
Yep.
that. Mike Maloney in the chat as well. Who cares about him? And we'll keep
Ryan
going on.
Crawley. Ryan Crawley saying, doing that deal, Watson. Um, Crawley plays out of the Houston area, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Or
we'll just say that,
or
buddy.
is he Arizona? Now I'm forgetting. He is Houston. Okay.
So he's
Well,
probably supporting
here's
Mr. Cortez tonight.
guys, if you've never watched before, let's go over the format and specific rules of the CSC Challenger Series. It is a double elimination style tournament. Players play a race to 9, best of 17 legs, all cricket with a cork or 3-dart count-up to start the match. That's what we're seeing here currently. The loser of the previous leg will start the next leg after that. If either player is down 3 or more legs, they will continue to go first until the deficit is reduced to 2 legs. This is the PBD player advantage rule. If we go the distance, players will cork for start in the last leg decider. And winning that first leg diddle is Chris Watson. So on the scoreboard, on the match screen, you will see he is already up 1-0. So the scoreboard will be off by 1 leg in Chris Watson's favor to the actual score of the match. We'll repeat that again later on for those of you that have not tuned in yet and do not watch this regularly.
We absolutely will not. So don't expect that from here on forth. If you ask, you're getting dominated in the chat. Just kidding.
What? How do you dominate someone in the chat? Hey, how about Brandon Neal's nickname, Omaha Legend? You know who gave him that?
Who gave him that? You?
Yeah.
Yeah, terrible, terrible. It should be the darting Peyton Manning, if anything.
I think Mr. White Belt.
Mr. White Belt instead of Mr. Brightside. Mr. White Belt. Whatever. All right, here we go, folks. I'm thinking. What do you think? 9. I'm thinking 9-7 or 9-8.
I,
Actually,
under no circumstances, see this going any less than 17 legs. I think this is for sure 9-8. And the only reason why I'm going to pick Chris Watson is because of how scrappy he is. Even though the tail of the tape, 4.57 favors the 4.44 from Chris Watson. Chris has got to be way more tired with how many matches he's had to play in the CSC Challenger Series. But it also just keeps him warm enough to do these types of things. A 5.33 here in leg number 1. But I'm still going to pick Chris Watson.
I'll tell you, I'm still wondering myself if you consider tired being a thing in the CSE. Just because you're not
No.
playing back-to-back days, you're not playing
No,
twice
that's
in
not
one
really a thing.
day. Yeah, I mean,
It could be mentally
it.
exhausting.
I mean, it could. I think it comes into factor when you have like, hey, you were just at a tournament this weekend. That's when
Yeah.
it comes into play because
Hitting
Monday
cards.
and or Wednesday can roll around fairly quickly after a tournament.
Well, we are seeing the firepower of Chris Watson early on here, a 5.75 in this opening leg. And both these guys actually have very similar demeanor at the line. They take their time. They're deliberate. They go through their motions every
Yeah.
time, and you're going to see some step backs, and then you're going to see some rounds like this. 5.80 out of Chris Watson here in leg number 1. Wow is right from the screen there.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean, good start for Chris here with a 5.8, 4.0 from Neal, but I think it's all uphill for him here on out. We shall see. Nebraska Technical
uh,
Services here for Brandon Neal, correct?
oh yeah,
Troy Vending for Mr. Chris Watson.
oh yeah. Well, let's throw some shout outs out here that are in the chat here. Dave Northcutt asks, is Brandon the first lefty in CSC? I don't believe so. I'm sure we have had others. There's had to be another weirdo or two. Bonjour, Mr. Richard from France. Hope you're doing well, sir. Sashade saying Watson 9.6. Jordan Heitpus saying 9.7. Chris Watson. Rick Askins 9.5 Watson. There's a lot of Watson going on here. Brandon says Brandon 9.8. It is definitely leg number 2 now And we're going to see how this goes with Brandon going first.
Yeah, let's say, Nick, how many entities of the CSC were there before R3?
I know that there was one where Brian Dennis won and one where Mike Maloney won. I'm not sure if there was a third one or not. I know there was at least two.
So we've had so far, this is our 6th CSC guaranteed then. I guarantee you we've had probably at least 5 or 6 lefties to this thing. I know that Hansy is a lefty.
Yep.
So we can't forget him.
True.
We've also had quite a handful of ladies, haven't we? We've had Chris Grimmel. We also had an all-ladies CSC at one point. Would
Yeah,
be
so
nice
during
to
those
see
first
that back.
2, or potentially 3, those were, instead of 2 divisions, just 1 division for each sex.
And guys, I'm not calling you guys weirdos, just if you're left-handed, like my dad.
Yeah. Dang lefties.
Just you do everything the opposite. It's kind of weird. But that being said, congratulations on doing a lot of things better than I can do left-handed. Congratulations to that. All right, Brandon Neal. He's got the high ground. Let's see if he takes a stab at the 19s at some point. Yep,
Looking
right
for it
here.
now.
And he hits it. Big dart.
Bada bing, bada boom.
LDC.
Big shout out to
LDC, baby.
Big shout out to all the players or supporters for both of these guys. Looks like there's a pretty good crowd in Omaha as well as Phoenix this evening supporting these two guys. I know that Brandon put out a Facebook post earlier saying, "Hey, come party with me." Why not?
Yep. And he's got a lot of people back there watching along. And he'd be a fun person to get to cheer and root for. He stays I mean, he doesn't stay stoic. He'll throw some emotions on his sleeves there. And that's kind of what you want out of watching someone play. And you can see behind Chris there a huge group, but of course it is mixed doubles night. The great Wednesday mixed doubles league with a lot of teams. And then you have the Masters League that's been going on for 91 seasons on Mondays.
Speaking of Masters, are the kids going to be watching that tomorrow with you?
So it's great for me. I had spring break.
Hey, yo, baby.
Yeah, you want to talk about the perfect week for it, right? So it is spring break. I watched the par 3 contest today with my wife. And she at some point was like, "What is going on here? Are they playing like a putt-putt course?" Because she saw like 3 hole-in-ones in a row. Do you see that by Seamus Powers? He hit a hole-in-one on 8 and then a hole-in-one on 9.
I saw Scotty Scheffler's dunk. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
What's
crazy about that
awesome.
one? Did you see that one live? Because what was crazy about it is that like no one knew that he actually had a hole-in-one because there was already balls on the green.
Right.
So they heard the flag stick because they all hit at the same time. And they heard the flag stick get hit, but they didn't even know that there was two balls in the hole until after he walked up there and grabbed it. It was great.
Big trip 18 there from Neal. This could be an opportunity for him as he looks to the 17s.
There they go.
They're gone.
15s? I thought he was going to go kill shot.
For sure, 16s there to pad some more points if possible.
Well, especially because a triple here ties it up point-wise. So Chris only needs 4 15s in the first 2 darts to be able to take a look at the 16s if he wants to. Great start. There's the 4. And he did look over at it and just wires it into the trip 7. And that wire could be all the difference in this leg. Brandon Neal was one of the lowest averages coming into Division 2. I think he was in the they were only separated by like 0.22 the entire way through, but I think he was at that 0.22 mark. And he has the second highest average right now in Division 2.
Brett Hollandair leading us off, correct?
Yes. Yeah, he's dropped below the 5 finally, but he's still sitting at a 4.8 something. It's crazy. As Chris Watson takes care of the 16s there, down 3 points.
It'd be interesting to see how Neal attacks this here, because a 4 mark from Watson on the Bulls next time could potentially put him ahead. If Neal just closes and looks to the Bulls, that's exactly what he's going to do here. So 4 mark for Watson, no matter what, puts him ahead and takes the leg.
Well, 4 bowls from Chris Watson. I just don't agree with giving your opponent winning darts. Never a good thing to
I would have
do.
been one for the Bulls there myself,
Yeah.
instead of the 15 closure. At least go
Well, here
one
we
at
go.
it.
He needs. He
Oh.
just needs a single.
Yep. That's why you don't do that.
Wow, big win of the leg. Heather Fuller there cheering him on, and all of the others in the background. You'd love to see it. I believe that's Mike Scarborough back there with the hat on. 2-0 lead here for Chris Watson, the bar darter. Beloved by everybody at the bar.
Yeah, that was once again a questionable move for the 15s instead of the Bulls there. I would have been all over the Bull move and took my chances there. You know, no harm, no foul if you don't pick them up. But
did you see that?
Yeah, he really got after it there. He's trying to build some excitement.
He is very upset that he lost that last leg. I can tell, and I love that. And I love that a little bit more from Chris Watson. Just matches it 7 for 7.
You know that Chris Watson's, there's no hiding it. He's going to see every bit of that. I mean, the game screen only picks up a little bit, but it's going to pick up enough. So that could build a little fire, and it hurts him right off the bat.
And again, now he's starting to push a little bit here, and it's so early in this match that you're almost wondering why we're getting this reaction out of Brandon this early on.
Well, these guys are coming into this so fired up. I know we've had a lot of interviews over the CSC seasons that we've done, but if there's an interview to watch, it'll be this one today for everybody. You'll see exactly why these players are so fired up.
Big.
Oh my gosh. Did she have a
see that?
Dynamite shirt on? I love Heather Fuller. Boom goes the dynamite there for Chris Watson.
She turned right around and just showed us all that beauty. That was great.
We are seeing such animation from Brandon Neal. Well, speaking of animated dart players, A to Z Darts has chosen to feature the Gerwin Price Thunder Special Edition barrels as their April Dart of the Month. Receive a free Iceman jersey, so you can also have a 6-pack with select Gerwin Price dart purchases, 1 jersey per order. You can also shop this year's Premier League player products from 4 different manufacturers. A to Z combined products from all 8 of the players featured on the website to make it easier for you to support your favorite pro. Just click the banner on the homepage over at a-zdarts.com.
What a deal. Free jersey? Free jersey.
Awesome?
That is amazing. Can't go wrong there. But I'll tell you what, Chris Watson off to a hot start here in this one. And I'm going to be honest, that could be detrimental for Neal, because the way he's kind of reacting right now, it could easily fall into a iffy situation here if he finds himself 3-4 legs down.
Big darts there from Chris Watson, throwing a 7.25 in this leg. This leg's not going to frustrate Brandon as much with just how Chris is throwing in it.
Yeah.
Not as much as the last leg that I'm sure he fully believes he should have won.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. He threw a 4.0 right off the bat and then a 4.22 in that last leg. Granted, he was throwing 4-5 plus most of the leg and then just kind of turned the tide on him. But not really throwing the best here. 3.8, probably going to be a 4 unless Chris can pull this off here.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, so he's got to pick up the pace just a little bit if you're Brandon Neal.
6.40. 6.40. I need one of those shirts, Heather. You got to send me one. I need it.
I wonder if she's listening to us or if she's just enjoying her league and nonchalantly going about her business. But how about that? Who is that young young Missy. Was that a button? Oh, does she have a button pusher shirt on as well?
Oh my gosh, that'd be phenomenal.
Dude, I swear she said it had button on her jersey or on her shirt there.
Well, we're
We
gonna have
got
to
to
pay
get
attention to that.
we got to get confirmation, please. Nick, be on that one next time, please. Just a quick flash to the Omaha screen when she
Omaha.
jumps up to do the duties. What is going on? We've already got jerseys from Magic where now we're getting custom sweatshirts and t-shirts. My word.
I love it. Hey guys, A to Z Darts is giving away a $15 gift certificate to their website. It can be used on any product seen on the website and combined with any special. Use it towards a $45 purchase to qualify for free shipping in the continental US. All you have to do is leave a comment in our chat, hit that like button for us, and you'll automatically be entered for your chance to win. And that's $15, man. I'll take it all day.
It's a helpful 15. We'll put it towards a Colonial steel tip board. Then you only owe 50 and add that some free shipping. Why not? Who doesn't love that? Neal out front here in this one. This is exactly what he needs to do the rest of the way. Got to find triples in this one and build a leg, and that's exactly what he's doing.
He's playing this leg like a mirror selfie, dominating.
Just wanted to answer one of the questions in chat. They're talking about the board timers only showing for one of them. That's just because we're showing two different locations. If we had both of those scoreboards, it would flip back and forth each time. So instead, we just show one. But both players do, in fact, have a timer.
Yeah, just a little bit easier on us to pull the game screen from one and then kind of flip between both on the boards and the player screen. So thanks for that information there, Nick.
If you look in the chat, we have our reporter on the ground there, Nicole Torres, saying Brandon's wife's sweatshirt does not say button pusher. I can confirm from her.
Okay,
So that
okay.
is Stephanie Neal.
Whew, I was about to say, if that says button pusher, I'm gonna be frantic right now. I swore I saw button on there. She is like, absolutely not. Who are you talking about? See, it says Dutton. Oh, it says Dutton. Look at her. She's like, Dutton
Yeah.
Security. Okay.
Close.
I'm not hallucinating. I'm not hallucinating.
6.00 there for Mr. Brandon Neal. Gets his first leg on the board. Much needed leg. But Chris Watson going to get to go first here in leg number 5. This has been some high averages for these winning legs, bud.
Well, that's what I was about to say. That is a great builder leg for Brandon, honestly. Yes, Chris did best him with the 6.40, but he's not going to be thinking about that. He's just going to have a good leg with some back-to-back-to-back triples where he was able to produce some good stuff and go forward. Potential builder here for him. Let's hope.
So the frustration we're seeing from Brandon Neal, you're a dart player. You play all the time. You're a great dart player. On those off nights where you're wiring them, but it doesn't feel quite right, is that when you'll start showing more of a reaction, more frustration, or is it when you know you have it and it's just not working on the dartboard?
No, it's very easy for me to get lost in the bad side of darts when everything's going bad for you. I had it happen to me a lot in last weekend where I didn't feel I was bringing the proper stuff, and this was on Sunday. Usually Sunday is my best day, and it wasn't. It was just not going right. I was wired outside of everything. But you don't focus on the averages at the end of the day. You focus on the wins, and somehow I managed to get second place in that bad boy. So sometimes you just got to focus on winning legs and producing rather than averages.
We're having a little bit of an off leg from both gentlemen, which just means that there's going to be a 9 mark from both guys a little bit later in this leg. This might be where Brandon hits his.
Big triple. Give us another. Why not another? There's a nice 9 mark from Neal.
Boom goes the dynamite. Well, there's the one from Brandon. Chris will return the favor at some point. It's not going to be this round. Ooh, he gets the 18s. So it doesn't take the points, but does take that. It almost challenges you to shoot the 8 mark, right? Like, that's a stupid way to shoot this for most people, but do you shoot at it? Do you take a dart at it?
No, I go 16s here. Open up another bed, pad some
This is
points, and then maybe take a shot at one, or you
this is
just
why
stay
I'm
on
not a good
those.
dart player, because I would have done it all day long. Johnny Jenkins, what's up, brother? How you doing, sir? Hopefully I can see you soon. Maybe if you're going to New Jersey for the Cross Border Challenge, I hope you're going to be there. Big 7 mark there from Chris. That was close. That was close to that 8 mark or that 9 mark that we've been looking for.
Yep. And see the fact why you would go 16s there, even 15s, is just because if you hit a fat 3 on the single 20s, he can do the same kind of damage on the 19s, then you're in a rut.
Yeah.
At least this way you've got something feasible. And a 4 mark is okay. 52 points ahead. Granted, Chris is still 1 triple, and he's out front, and close out those 16 with 2. So I see those 16s probably going wayward here.
Guys, do these dart players a huge favor. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Share this around. Share this to your dart groups. I don't care if you're in Phoenix. I don't care if you're in Omaha. I don't care if you're a Wisconsinite or a Floridian or from Utah. I saw that in the chat. How about France or France? I can't do it properly because my baby's sleeping in the next room over, but I really want to. Share this out. Let everybody know.
Got an interesting question from Casey. He says, sometimes
Yeah.
the boards don't register the correct dart, i.e. 3 bulls hit, but maybe 1 counted as a 2. Typically, we just back it up during the leg. How does that work in the CSC if it were to happen? Not trying to jinx anyone. We've actually had it happen before, and usually, usually what happens, Sean? I mean, usually our players are pretty honest about it.
Yeah, they'll wave it down if it's a big moment or a big dart. They'll wave it down, and typically the rule is if it's a play by the rules type of situation, you take a picture of your darts in the board. You don't pull them. If you pull them and then you realize you didn't register, it's done. There's no point in arguing that at all. But take a picture of them, send it, and then they'll see the picture that it's confirmed that it's in there. Back up the board and get that done. Or they just trashed you when you wave them down. Typically, I will just trust the person if they're trying to stop something and go back. No one's going to do that cheating wise. So, or at least you'd hope not, and especially in this moment. So that's just what you would do. It's nice and simple to see. They could even, since they're both being streamed at their own locations, they can also both just look at the feed real quick.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Usually when they're streamed matches, no question about it. But on those matches that aren't being streamed, there may be a little question. It's always good to snap a quick photo, send it to your other player, and that way there's no harm, no foul done. So
there was one time I did hit a 9 mark on a remote match, and the person did make me take a picture and send it to him because they just didn't believe I could hit a 9 mark.
I would have made you do the same, but I would have made you do the same.
I said I fully understand exactly why you do that.
Apparently, they didn't see you yelling and frantically running around the room, yelling "Boom goes the dynamite" as you did it, right?
Well, I only do that when I play at home on my grand board.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. We got Ohio watching along, of course. Mr. Richard in France. Iowans, Montana, of course, Indiana. I love my Hoosiers. Don't get me started there. Tennessee, Idaho. I love it.
Yeah, always got a lot of viewership from around the country. Love to see that, and around the world, even better as our partners promoting darts. CSC Challenger Series makes its way abroad. There was a good video that came out via Matthew Egger today. I don't know if you saw that, Sean, Darts is on the rise everywhere, and
Mhm.
where it's most on the rise, right here in the good old U.S. of A.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And we know this, right? We're kind of at the front lines of this a little bit. Um, Not responsible for any of it by any stretch of imagination, but we get to see kind of the growth that we're seeing when we travel to places, and it's awesome. It's really awesome to see. Chris Watson takes a 4-1 lead, and different button pusher this time. But I love the little dap up. He doesn't have to get his nails dirty by hitting that button.
No, I think that it's good to get that kind of support from the people behind you.
Oh yeah.
Could that? I hate to keep bringing up the hinder part, but could it be a hinder part, or like could it be bad on you in a way? What's your thoughts on that, Sean?
No,
No,
I
not at
I
all, huh?
don't. No, it's a different factor to it, but it just makes it more fun.
Yeah.
If anything, it would relax me more. Um, and while these guys have an intense focus on it, they're also in between legs gonna take. If they were focused in between legs and all that too, it would just put a lot of added
Boom.
unnecessary pressure. Boom goes the dynamite there from Brandon Neal, his second here. Um, I got to call out Scotty Dawson. It is Peyton Peyton Manning. Come on now, Omaha, Omaha, Omaha. From
I would just say there. I know I've had previous matches where you're playing like Leonard Gates or something, and your hometown's behind you supporting you at a tournament or something.
I won it.
And then you turn around and it is now the second leg and a best of three, and you got skunked the first leg and you're about to get skunked the second. That's always the feeling that I think about when I've got people behind me. You're a performer. Look at that from Brandon Neal. There's no doubt he's a performer.
Oh yeah,
You just got to keep
big
chugging
last.
along here to turn the tide.
Yeah, he is his goal right now is to have it 4-3 going into the break.
Yes, yes, exactly. If he can make it 4-3, 5-2 is still doable. We've seen
Yeah.
6-1 happen before. Mike Maloney. I'm sorry, I had a cough there.
Oh boy.
But it's not. It's not. It's not. It's doable. It's a doable task. It's tough, but it's a doable task. But every leg you get from here on out is helpful.
Yep. And the one thing that Brandon also needs to do is he needs to stop trying to be perfect.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He needs to understand that first of all, this is a marathon. He knows this. It's a marathon. He doesn't need to understand it. He needs to remember that it's a marathon, not a sprint. And he needs to remember that this game is based on imperfection more than perfection. So, while yes, being perfect is always wonderful, it's rare, very rare. So take your 4 marks, take your 5 marks. Just don't be excited with anything less than that, and hope that Chris comes back down to earth at some point.
Just a slip back into reality, perhaps. Hopefully that'll happen.
Did you guys see what Chris just did there? He threw his first dart so his timer didn't go out because he needed to change a tip, and then proceeded to hit back-to-back triples on the other two. I think that was very impressive. It's very hard to stay focused like that.
I
Well,
mean,
that's
he did it the right way, and also he didn't hit the up button and pause it, which was nice. Nice to see.
that's like the mentality of like Rob Gross. I've always never been a fan of like that last dart step back and then getting back into it. But I think if you take the mentality of like you're stepping to the hockey for the first time or the throw line for the first time for your first three throws, rather than I've got this last dart in my hand, I got to do something with it. Maybe
Well,
it's a different mindset kind of thing.
I think for Rob Cross, the problem was that he was throwing his third dart so quickly when he
Hmm.
had that last dart left at the double and was missing so much that for him it became his routine to take that step back and just maybe he always wipes his fingers on his pants. I'm guessing that there were times where he would have that feeling and not do anything about it. So it's whatever works for you, right? If it's stepping back, doing it that way, Brandon, you're going to see he'll take some time in between throws from time to time. Same thing with Chris. They're both deliberate in their format. And I need you to look at, and this is the first time I've noticed this, the interesting way that Brandon Neal holds his darts that he does not throw.
Oh,
Like
it is. It is. I saw that at in one of the bull shooter streams, and I said, "What is going on?"
I've never
Um,
seen anyone do that before. Have
I
you?
I cannot. I can't do it. I can't stand it. I can't stand looking at it. I hate that you mentioned it because it's just so awkward to me. But at the same time, if it feels right for him, it feels right for him.
Chat, take
Folks,
a look at this.
what we're saying here is
Look
look
at
at, yeah, his flights is what he's grabbing onto here through the fingertips.
that. Yeah. I mean, he looks like Wolverine when he steps up to the line with the 3 darts in between his fingers. Like, how interesting is that? Nick, did you notice that until right now?
No, not at all. Actually, there's so much going on with the CSC. I never really paid much attention, but now that you mention it, that is quite strange.
Cut on over, Nick.
It's mind blowing.
That's what he's doing, folks, right there.
Yeah.
He's got his flights in his hand like
Yep.
that.
I'm curious to know what flights he uses because it's got to be either a flight
One,
stem that's a one piece
I
or
think he's
it's
using.
Cosmo.
I think he's using like a. I want to say I want to say he uses a QSO one piece. I want to say, but let
I
me
mean,
take
that
a
would be the
gander
only way.
at these flights.
That
I
would be
would
the
think
only
it's a
way I
one
feel any
piece.
comfortability. You know?
Because even with an L style, it's gonna pop
There's
off. Even with a
two.
Cosmo, it could come off. I think there got to be QSO. Let's take a look here.
Well, Gabrielle says he said he does that so he doesn't get the barrels greasy or sweaty. And leave it to Brandon Neal to think about those things.
I know that Steve Hilger, aka Porky, told us that one at Booyah Cup. He eats with his left hand instead of his right when
Well, I
he's
mean,
playing.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll hold a drink with my left hand instead of my right hand, and I'll do that stuff, but that's a whole new level.
Well, looking to
But
win this leg, make this 4-2.
he does with a 4.78 to a 4.7 from Chris Watson. I mean, these guys are throwing some great averages right now, I'm sure.
The last leg was a 4-4-1 and a 4-5-0. This one dang near identical as well with a 4-7-8 and a 4-7-0. Can't complain about that as we head into our last leg before our break. We have some great interviews with both of these players at the same time. Did I say that? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
We did something a little bit different for this go round. And Nick interviewed both Chris Watson and Brandon Neal in an all-time epic interview. You don't want to miss it right after this leg.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chris, I'm going to go ahead and answer your question right now. Do you want to know how to become eligible to play in major BPD events like the CSC Challenger Series, like good old Chris Anderson does?
Let's hear it.
Well, players become eligible in those, Chris, by playing in PPD leagues and daily remote tournaments or DRTs. Leagues are starting daily, so get involved by going to dartstoc.com and checking out the map. Chris, the map will show any location with G3 boards within the PPD system. And they're always accepting new members, so if you're not seeing anything in your area, Chris, just have your vendor contact them on the website. From there, players can sign up for leagues on the website. It is doubles leagues, triple leagues, things like that. There's not singles right now. And it doesn't take a ridiculous amount of games to be eligible either. Chris, consistently playing one league a week will keep a player eligible for this event in the future. Again, go to dartstoc.com to get signed up today.
Great job, Sean. Amazing. Well, here we go. Chris Watson, 160, 133 right now. Neal, I imagine we'll try to go for 2 trip 19s before looking at the close here. Oh, okay.
Those darts were like magic. All right. Chris Watson, see how aggressive he's going to be here. He can be as aggressive as he wants now.
He's going to be very aggressive. On to the 17s he goes. Just a single mark there, but he's put himself out in front by a little bit here. Looking for that 5-2 advantage going into our break.
Sandusky Steve asking, how does a bar get involved by being involved with the PPD for remote camera streaming?
Well, you can actually reach out to the PPD right now if you're involved in the PPD system. They do have that camera option for you, so just reach out to them, and they'll get you hooked up.
Yeah, we always love to expand it, showcase your location and also your dart players.
Yeah, not just for the CSC, but also with our PPD national events and more. So, yeah, definitely something to take a look at. Neal looking for the 16s here, would like another triple. Falls just short.
Guys, I don't know if you noticed, but fifth, sixth place finisher, Gabe Steffen in the chat saying, how come these guys aren't commenting their own strategy?
That was a interesting one that we had Monday night, as Gabe was in the chat with us the whole time.
Yes, it was awesome.
Made it awfully awkward for me and Sean commentating on Monday night, but it was fun
wonderful.
nonetheless. Yes, it was fun. Brandon kind of annoyed just a little bit there, just see him look to the sky after that second dart.
Yep.
Knowing that he may be sitting 5-2 down going into this break. Like I mentioned, I think he may have to stay a little bit active, or maybe he just puts the darts down for a second, gets his mind off of things, comes back with a fresh mentality. I think either way, he's still in this match. This is not over with by any means.
Chris, big last dart. Well done there. And here is Brandon Neal. Can hit a lot of 15s here. And with you only needing really a 6 mark to close the other numbers, you can just stay there all day long if you want. And he does with a 9 mark. Boom goes the dynamite there. Nebraska is trying to scrape this leg out. Chris going to stay there now. And a little bit closer. Does Brandon stay here for all 3 again? I still think that kind of makes sense, but it also will make sense for him to close the 17th at some point.
I mean, if you hit 2 big triples, you could take a stab at least trying to get one of those numbers out, but it would almost be beneficial just to stay. But at this point, yeah, you have to stay. 4 mark.
For sure.
And we'll see what Watson does, but that number could be nixed here in just a second. 1 big triple, and he'll take his shot with just 2 darts needed to close.
Well, existence of Riley in there saying Monday was one for the archives. You ain't a wolfin'. That was a good match. There's the point lead and stayed up there. Oh boy, we're gonna have a battle here in this leg number 7. Guys, we're telling you right now, hit the share button. Not because this leg is going to be impressive going down to the end of it, but because right after this, you're going to see the interviews between these 2 guys. First of all, Nick spent probably 3 hours editing this bad boy. So there's going to be a lot of greatness to it already. And these 2 guys played it beautifully the entire time. It could not have gone better. So hats off to Nick for the interview, and hats off for these 2 competitors to have the sense of humor that they end up having throughout the entire interview.
Yeah, it speaks volumes for both personality-wise, quality people through and through. I think definitely both approachable at any tournament you may be at. Just walk on up, say hello. Definitely not in the middle of a throw, but at least go up there and say hello to him.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll see what Brandon's got to put the pressure on Chris, right? He's got to make it 4-3.
Yeah.
Or not. Oh, yeah, and he's gave a little yell there.
He knows that 5-2 is a tough task to come back from.
But doable.
It is doable, but it's very tough.
Chris
Extremely
just
tough.
gets it done. 4.0 to a 4.2 there in that leg number 7. Guys, listen, no matter what happens the rest of this match, the most entertaining part of this match is just about to happen. So hit that share button. Enjoy this interview. Nick, well done, buddy. Congratulations ahead of time. Enjoy his background because it is sexy this week. And we'll be right back.
See you guys in a moment.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Nick Dichiria, and tonight we are sitting down with two special players to talk about their bout this evening in the CSC. First up, playing out of Omaha, Nebraska, making his 5th live stream appearance and probably wearing a white belt, Omaha legend Brandon Neal. And playing out of Phoenix, Arizona, making his 6th live stream appearance and previous champion of the CSC, Chris the Bar Darter Watson. Chris, in Season 2, you went on a run that led you to become champion of the CSC. Will that happen again this season?
Yeah, but I'm only taking one match at a time. I got to focus on today's match. Brandon has his smoke goggles on today, so I'm bringing that smoke, and we'll go from there.
Brandon, in Season 1, you finished top 6, which is the same spot that we're in the bracket right now. What do you need to do differently to make sure that that doesn't happen again?
That's a great question. Actually, I did put a list together of keys to victory. Number 1 is make sure that I get to the bar on time. Don't forget my darts. Other than that, pretty smooth sailing. You know what I mean?
Chris, you have a 100% win rate on your 5 streamed matches compared to the only 50% win rate that Brandon has on the stream. Is it possible that that might be your X factor tonight?
No, I don't even realize I'm on stream. The only way I know I'm on stream is this stuff. Excuse me, these interviews. Other than that, I don't even pay attention to the cameras. I don't even know what's going on. I'm just focused on my game unless someone's looking at the shiny head via the camera through the stream. So other than that, I don't even know I'm on stream.
Wait, I think you got my percentage wrong. You said it's 50%. I thought it's 60%, right? 3 out of 5 is 60%. Sorry, that's after tonight. My bad. That's on me. Sorry.
Brandon, of course, besides trash talk, you're also notorious for your style during big dart matches, which we can see right here. Between the two of you, who has more swagger?
Your video's working, right? You met both of us in person?
I have Mr. Clean on my side, so I don't know. It's kind of close.
Chris, you mentioned in this interview, much like past interviews, that you don't really go into the match with a game plan. Why is that the case?
Oh, we're playing darts tonight? Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a plan. My plan is to beat Brandon. I don't know how it's going to happen. It'll come as the game progresses, and I'll figure it out from there.
I actually agree with that he doesn't go in with a game plan because, I mean, after tonight, he won't need one for sure. So,
let's remember, I've been here before, so this is nothing new to me. It's not my first rodeo.
Brandon, you have the higher average heading into this match, but a 9% lower win rate in cricket games, which leads me to believe you've had some close wins this season. Is tonight's match going to be just as close?
Yeah, I did notice that in the stats that his win percentage was a little bit higher than mine. He also has a lot more games played than I do. And I think the biggest reason for that differential is that all of my games so far have been played in the winners bracket. I had several games in the bracket there, so I might tell the tape. But no, I went back today and I watched his last streamed match, and based on that, what was the question? Is tonight's match going to be just as close? Nah.
Chris, in a battle between bars, I mean, we've seen a lot of bull shooters. What's the better bar, bull shooters or stolies?
I mean, everybody knows what and where bull shooters is at across the country. I have no idea what stolies is. Is that what, Nebraska? Where is that at? I don't know what's that. I have no idea where it's at.
I will. I'm gonna reserve my smack talking to Chris only, but I agree. Bull Shooters has a lot of good players that play out of there. There's like Mike Carter, Kicks. God, I'm sure there's others. I just can't think of any other good players other than those two right now. But I'm sure there's others that I'm leaving out, and I apologize.
Wait, are you playing out at Stoley's then? Is that why the question was asked?
I mean, I might try playing out of there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right.
Is there anything else you have to say to each other before heading to the board?
Better bring a game tonight, boy.
All right. I will. I'll see if I can't not forget it. I did have one question for him. Just the one that wasn't included that I wrote down. But Chris, good luck tonight. Heck of a player. After tonight, what do you plan on doing with the $400 prize money that you'll get?
That's a great question. Probably take a trip out to Nebraska so I could take your bar's money in those blind draws or any outshots you got going on. So,
great answer.
What would you do with that $400 there, Brandon, if you were to lose today?
Probably use it for my bar tab for my 4th place match next week.
Oh.
You heard it here from both these gentlemen. Tonight's match is sure to be an enticing affair. From highs to lows and all the booms in between, don't go far as we're heading right back into the action after a word from our sponsors. I am Nick Dichiria, and you're watching the CSC Challenger Series.
Right off the bat, we see that the trademark Iceman detailing is found in the rear, followed by a striking blue radial pattern offset by axial cuts. And finally, a subtle scallop shape in the front for a unique grip profile. So the Gerwin Price contours are just one of those barrels that are perfect for the rapid transfer of darts, the rapid drawing of the dart into your hand. And it's because of that scallop grip there, coupled with the fact that it has a consistent grip throughout the scallop. So let me put on my missing flight and we'll give these a throw. Okay, I'm gonna start by gripping in the rear like I would normally prefer to. And like I said before, you really just can't feel that decal of that classic Iceman pattern in there. You can find these darts on our website, a-zdarts.com. Just type in the search bar, Gerwin Price Contour Darts, and take advantage of the latest addition to the Iceman collection. They are precision milled, made of 90% tungsten, match weighted, and finished with Nitrotech shafts and hardcore flight.
We got it, buddy. We're back on live. I get it.
We're live. What? No way.
He freaked out real quick.
How about those great interviews, or that great interview with both of these players, as well as some guy in the middle, Mr. Nick Dichiria. We appreciate you going through the business of making that happen, sir.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it definitely was. Good interview indeed. We hope you all enjoyed that. We're back for the action here, as it's Chris Watson currently up a scoreline of 5-2. A little bit surprising. We'll say that right off the bat. Huh? What do you have to say there, Sean?
A little bit, but still not incredibly surprised, right? I said earlier, I picked Chris tonight because of his scrappiness, right? I thought it was going to go to last league decider, and it still might. It definitely still might. You can see Brandon's still getting fired up. He's still all for this, and he's going to continue to be that way.
There's something to be said about a man who has previously won riding it through the loser side, and has rode it through the loser side this whole entire CSC, losing his first round matchup. So the man,
he's at home.
Exactly. He knows what he needs to do to advance. He's just got to produce the goods, and that's what he's been doing of late. Going into this match, it was a MPR of 4.44 for Chris Watson and 4.57 for Brandon Neal. Current averages: Chris Watson 4.85, Brandon Neal 4.5. So Chris has just produced what he needs to tonight, averaging 0.41 ahead of his normal average.
Yeah, that's what he does, right? Like he just raises his average to get through the match and come out victorious. His timing's very good. He's already stolen one leg from Brandon early on, leg number 2, and he just tends to do that more often than other dart players. It's just an impressive kind of X factor that he tends to have, and this is still a long way from over. Brandon Neal's X factor is that he's also scrappy, and he will fight tooth and nail. He won't be out of this until he's out of it. We saw him take a lot of haymakers from Tito Martinez in season 1. One of probably the greatest matches we've seen in Division II history, and still stayed with him for the most part. So a long way to go. I just want to, again, give one huge shout out to Nick Dichiria for the interviews. A lot of people in the chat giving a lot of love for you there, bud. I know you worked really hard on on a lot of that stuff, so well done. That was good. And we agree that's how they should always be. So from this point forward, you have to interview both players at the same time. That was a fantastic idea that you had.
If timing works out, that would be a great idea to get all these players a little camaraderie mixed in between both, and then maybe do a small segment without them. Just do one individual little couple questions without the other one. But yeah, I think it was great.
Shout out to Preston Noonan, who tunes in from Ontario every week with us now.
Yeah, apparently he also turns into Online Darts Live Lounge because he smack talked me there with some chive nonsense the other day. Thanks, Preston. We appreciate that one.
I love that.
Taking the chive talk
he just
overseas.
became one of my new favorites. Hey, speaking of people that have followed us for a long time, we just had Seth Shade on the Siege a couple weeks ago. You can go back and review that match. He's in here every single week. And then next week, Paul Rogers is playing on our stream. So
Paul's coming down, huh?
Yeah, he's making the drive from Rockford. So shout out to him. And actually, they don't know this yet, but his wife, or better half, Jennifer, won the giveaway from last night. So
hey,
she'll be getting those darts as well.
That's pretty
the
cool.
Red Dragon, screaming green darts. So
that is pretty
good stuff.
Pretty neat indeed. Looking forward to seeing Paul on the stream.
Yeah, people that I've met through here, right? Through the CSC Challenger Series and all that we end up, getting to play on our live stream, just like you guys. And that's one of the best treats for me for this job, is to always meet the new people, right?
Yes, indeed.
Well, here we go. 3.67 is not going to get it done, Brandon. I don't know how to tell you that nicely, unless it's a 3.67 when you have 20s open. But even still, not ideal. But he's going to pick it up here. Omaha, Nebraska at Stoley's. Shout out to Nebraska Technical Services. His location.
Put it right on top of that one. Not that far on top, Brandon.
Brandon also, he has a future. If it's not in darts, he's a great commentator too. Gives great insight. He's a fantastic color guy.
So you're saying that he's going to take my job?
Or my job?
Oh.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that he also is someone that...
No, we've had, hey. You see the excitement there. He says, yeah, I can still do this. No, we've had him on here in previous CSCs jumping in the commentary position, and yeah, he does do well. Looking forward to seeing him on the next go round, whenever that may be.
Nick East, reach out to Will. Will's going to be your go-to contact on that. USA Darts, you can message them, but he's does a lot of great live events, and I'm sure he'd love to add that one if time permitting. And if not, then you can reach out to Indie Dart Streaming or To The Point Streaming, and we'll be happy to talk to you about the possibility of doing that ourselves.
There you go. Well, maybe a door opener here for Neal is if he can capitalize here.
Man, if Brandon did take your job, I wouldn't have to wear this backpack so much.
Oh my gosh, get out of here with that nonsense. Going to the 17s, looking to close those as well. Daniel from Phoenix Darts asking, what is the score? Currently, it's 5-2 in favor of Chris Watson.
Guys, A to Z Darts is doing a live stream giveaway tonight. Let us know in the chat, who do you have? Who you rooting for? Where are you tuning in from? Who's your favorite commentator out of Will and Nick? Don't include me in this. A to Z Darts is giving away a $15 gift certificate to their website. It can be used on any product seen on the website and combined with any special. Use it towards a $45 purchase to qualify for free shipping in the continental U.S. Again, just leave a comment in our chat, hit the like button on our Facebook pages, and you'll automatically be entered in for your chance to win.
So that, everybody, is what we call a suck-up position from Mr. Sean Green there, as he said. Between Nick and Will, please.
I'm just so mean to you guys all the time that like
Oh,
every once in a while I
get
gotta
outta
throw you a bone, you know?
Get out of here. Nonsense, sir.
Well, and plus you guys are duoing up at NDA in a few weeks.
You never know. You may be joining us as well.
Ooh. Well, that sounds great. Can I travel by plane
Well.
just for the weekend? Really?
May
That's
be
amazing. You're
may
gonna
just be
send me out
remotely.
there just for the weekend?
May just be
Wow.
remotely.
Oh my gosh, guys, I'm honored. I can't believe you would do that just to have me in the commentary booth for the weekend. It's so kind of you. Scott Hanish goes, if Sean's not an NDA, what's the point? Exactly.
I'm never tuning into Hanish Gaming ever again.
Why would you even tune into that in the first place, my guy? Watch him get his butt kicked by all those young kids on Fortnite.
Scrappy leg here, but an important leg for Brandon Neal. He's going to win this one. He's throwing a 3.92.
Good mention there. It is scrappy, but he needs it. He needs to make this 5-3, and he does. And he shouts because he knows it's a big leg. And look at Dutton letting him know, hey. I'm
and
the
then
button
Brandon Neal
pusher here.
Brandon just pushed her button.
That he did.
Slap on the tuchus, Miss Stephanie Neal, the wife.
Trying to get a little pick me up there.
If you guys are going to be in Vegas, you definitely need to go visit the booth. Nick and Will, and I truly mean this, do want to meet as many people as possible. So if they have the headsets on, maybe come back later. But if not, and they're just chilling out there, just go out there and talk to them.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, that's usually one of the pretty cool things that happens at all our events is whether it be NDA or like TOC last year as well. People were pretty active about popping their head in, saying hello, keeping us in the mix of tournaments because you got to remember we're dart players too. We like to be talkative. We like to hang out. So
look at this.
Come on.
Big darts from Chris Watson.
Well, Will, we should announce what we're going to do at NDA if you're ready for it. The fact that we're both going to have the same color dyed hair.
Oh my goodness. You're not dyeing your hair, are you?
Oh, Brandon Neal. He thought the last one was in too. But you can see he's starting to loosen up and have fun with this. And honestly, it's going to be the best for his game. He might still have a shot at this.
No, exactly. He's got to loosen up a little bit. I think he was a little bit too tight. He was getting a little bit too antsy there, kind of throwing some emotions around, which is not necessarily the best thing to do when you're playing darts. It's kind of hard to flaunt your emotions and throw them around and remain calm at the same time.
You can see he's kind of trying to regroup himself here right now. Deep breath. It's a great first dart. Staying. Oh.
Jeff McMahon joining us. Just wanted to mention that name.
Love
Give
it.
him a little shout out.
Shout out to Jeff. Ton 80 live, and he is working hard with the CDC this upcoming season. He's going to add a lot to the broadcast, the production side of things, and excited to have him.
I just found his business card he gave me back in New York for the U.S. Masters.
Bright green one.
Oh, yeah.
The kind of the decent live stream. What was that? It was pretty funny. Maybe Chuck, I was like, bro, why'd you do that to yourself? He's like, because it's funny. He was like, yeah, it is. It's kind of funny.
Brandon throws in a 6 mark. Both these guys are throwing a 6.25 in this leg. An important leg in this match. 6-3 versus 5-4 is...
It is, and Chris has got to find some triples here. He finds one, finds another.
Wow.
Great move. Great.
Boom goes the dynamite there for Chris Watson. That's why I say that so casually sometimes, and that is when I say it so naturally. That was a big moment for that 9 mark.
Well, Heather showed off her Heather showed off her shirt for you. As
I love it. I need it. I need one.
As Mr. Chris Watson got a little excited there too. He threw up the airplane arms there on us.
Yeah, and Brandon's getting frustrated, but that was just fantastic play from Chris there. Can't do much about a perfectly timed 9 in the heat of battle. Going to drop his average a little bit, but both those guys were fighting in the 6s for most of that leg. Now, of course, it is only round 6, which should tell you everything you need to know about how crazy this leg's been. He's going to try and hit a double bull here. He threw it in the very top of the double bull on dart 2. So it's a very awkward, weird dart. You can see how far over he's standing. He's standing at the next line over. He's like, this could be embarrassing. That's probably what he just thought of. He got one of them. He'll take it. It was a good try.
We'll take it, but Chris needing just the one for a 5+ here in this leg. And hello, turn yourself right back around as his partner goes, yep, just turn around.
Yep, do the hokey pokey and turn yourself about. That's what it's all about. 5.55 from Chris Watson in that leg. Held off a huge charge from Brandon Neal, who threw in the 6s for most of it. 6-3 scoreline here. Is it starting to... It's not over, right?
That's the question. I was really thinking at the very beginning of this match is going to go 9-7 or 9-8, and I think Brandon Neal was going to hold in, but I'm thinking that Chris has done what he needs to do to put him in great position to win this match, and I think that we're probably going to be sitting at a 9-5. My thoughts, but we'll see. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping we make this interesting, go to a last league decider.
Well, just a 4-mark open.
If we do go to a last league decider, you think the momentum's in Neal's favor?
Yes. But I still think Chris wins it. Because he tends to just do that. Looks like he's doing some different stuff here in this leg. He's trying a different strategy out. He's trying the not hit triple strategy. Brandon following suit with the strategy, though.
Old move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
They play a little follow the leader from time to time, huh?
Every so often. That does tend to happen here and there on those hold the throw.
Michael Boone saying, I heard you talking, Mr. Green, I heard you talking about Brandon's flights. It looks like he's throwing the Q-Soul sold flight and Shaft Blue Dragons because I throw the same flights. Well, there you go. And again, that's the only way I would ever feel comfortable holding the darts the way that he does. Because otherwise, I am so sure that my flight is popping off. holding darts like that, and I have to check that every single time.
I wonder, Brandon Neal there is playing a lot more aggressive than he was in prior leagues. Before, he was catching himself in point battles and getting outgunned. I wonder if this is the start of a strategy change for him.
That's a good broadcast school. I'm telling you, it's a real thing, and you're absolutely right. He is trying to shorten the leg. It seems. Get rid of the 18. Yep. I would say bare minimum accomplished there in that round, and it's a scary bare minimum because it gives Chris a chance to go trip 16 and then maybe take a shot.
Makes Chris think there for just a second. You saw that little second of, all right, what do I do here? And look at this gold. Look at this gold.
I don't know how he doesn't shoot at the 19s there on dart 3. Yeah, he knows if you close the 20s, you got to go 19s. Like that was so weird. He like balked on his own strategy that was working. And we're going to see that maybe cost him here a little bit.
To the 16s?
No,
stays there.
Q-Soul Roast and Gradient Blue. There you go. Jeremy starts and says Watson has the headphones in. He's starting to get serious. Interesting. Maybe the people around him were getting too overhyped. Did you bring like a recliner into that room with you?
What'd you say?
Did you bring a recliner into the room with you? You're like you're leaned way back, just chilling.
The setup here, buddy. I got that new setup involved here. Been putting a little work to the old desk downstairs, and finally it's paid off. I can now relax and do some commentary.
Well, Sharon's saying no, they are not. He buys them from her. They must be pure white. So maybe they just have a blue tint to them with the board lights.
Man, people all up in arms about Q-Soul.
Hey, Sharon she knows the answer, and so she's like, "Why are you frustrating me?"
Hey, no, I think it's great. I mean, that's one thing that we are seeing is more and more like companies starting to pop up, whether it be for flights, whether it be for shafts, whether it be darts in general. More and more companies means more and more money involved in the game. So great.
Big 8 mark there from Brandon Neal. Sorry, bud.
No, that was massive. I mean, that was great timing there from Brandon. A 5-0 right now with that 326 to 168 lead. That is exactly what he needs to do. He's going to try to make this 6-4 here. And then you're just one leg away from making it, a potential match here.
The problem is the being down 2 breaks. Being down 2 breaks is tough. He gets a double bull and gives the look back. I love it. He got a little spanky spank on his bottom side there.
The wife trying to fire him up here.
Night at the Roxbury action going on.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? Steve Watabe, Doug Watabe.
Brothers? No.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Well, we are all done for the rest of the night because
Chris,
here it comes.
Well, this is the opening, right? Like this is the he might get another chance in this leg, but this is a real chance early to maybe still control. And you can see it means a lot to him.
Yes, he's going to try to attack here, and trying to attack too much and force it and push that dart may not be a good thing. He's got to keep it easy. Got to get this triple here.
And he does not do so. You can see the frustration setting in. Same thing here.
Very wild to go double bull on that last dart there for Chris. It's almost like a power move of saying, I'm confident. I'm already thinking about the end. I wonder if that's his reasoning behind it.
I don't like it. It's too fancy too early.
Yeah, Chris has been doing a little bit of fancy stuff. A couple times this match, he's gone 16s, 15s to kind of double bang a closure instead of pointing.
And you can see Brandon. I think, yep, he's going to try and step on the neck here. Points win this game. Closes matter. Points win the game, though. And obviously, a lot of pointing options still here for Chris. And this is probably going to end up working out for him if he doesn't miss. But I don't know. It's a little bit of a risky shot early, and he's still doing some interesting strategies here. Maybe just to throw off Brandon a little bit.
Well, Chris is thinking, you cannot take away my dreams. While Brandon's saying, yeah, I can, because you're still sleeping when they happen. Did you catch that reference, bud? That is a Night at the Roxbury reference, by the way. You're welcome.
Like, look up quotes?
You're welcome.
Oh, boy. You got to hit the timing of the joke for it to actually, like, sound like it. Otherwise, it's just you speaking.
It's
Some
just you
nonsense.
speaking. Hey, it works. It still works. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
And Chris is utilizing that bad boy now.
This is so crazy. He is not only thermonuclear, but he's also pointing on top of it.
He's making Neal think.
Well, he's stuck on 17s. He's stuck.
He's kind of wondering what you do here. What do you do? Do you try to hit
on 17s?
Well, do you hit a 9? Do you hit a 6 and try to open up another one?
Nope. Stay right there. Yeah, I mean, that's the only strategy that makes sense. With him having 4 closes there, it's run points.
Yeah,
because you're going to lose the opportunity to point here right now.
But that's the problem is Chris is going to take it out early and doesn't mind doing that. That's what my thought was of.
Now I might take a look at the close here on the 20s, 19s, 18s.
I don't.
At least the 19s, get rid of them.
This is where maybe I'm at a detriment on the soft tip side because I'd be tempted to open up a couple wedges and try to have a couple houses to play with myself.
Remember, Brandon wants to end legs quickly.
Exactly. That's what you have to think about.
Yep.
So he's going to go for that option. He's taking a big step back. Look at him. He's taking a 5-yard step back, such as Peyton Manning.
Well, he's about to call an audible here. Omaha himself a trip 20. Nope. And now you bail. Yeah. You bailed too quickly, though. You saw he rushed that third dart.
Yeah, he really rushed that third dart. There was no lying on that one.
It was almost like he wanted to shoot at the 16s the entire time and got excited when he finally got that opportunity. Oh, that would have been a huge start there from Chris. But again, the opportunity is now easier. Now you have a real opportunity to close the 20s and 18s with 2 singles. You pointed there. All right, see if he just closes the 20s. Yep. A little close to the edge there on the 20s, but that'll do.
And with that X on the 16s, that's how he had to shoot it. If you let him get another number, kind of defeats the purpose of what you were trying to do.
You go 15s here? Yeah, he did. Man, this is such an aggressive, different strategy from both players that I love it. And Brandon, with the Bulls, he's almost forced to go 15s here. He's got to stay. Yep. He's got to treat the 15s like the 17s earlier.
Boy, what a battle we have here. This leg is thrilling 4.14, 4.14. A battle here
Big
in
darts.
leg number 11.
Big darts wins the leg. Chris Watson out of nowhere. 7-4 lead now for Mr. Watson. Play a little chess and not checkers there in that leg.
That he did. That he did.
All right. It's safe to say this. If the comeback is going to happen, he needs to rattle off a couple legs in a row now.
Yeah. We all know how hard it can be when your opponent just needs the single leg. And you need, quite a few in order to put this one away. So,
Good 5.
exactly. Opens up with a good one. Just got to maintain here and hope to put a couple legs away.
For Brandon Neal to win 4 out of the next 5 to tie this up is such a monumental task for the fact that they have practically the same average going into this for all intents and purposes. It's going to be a huge ask to do so.
Well, chat, let us know. Is Brandon going to make a comeback? Or is Chris out too far? If you just leave a comment in our chat, you automatically enter into tonight's live stream giveaway brought to you by A2ZDarts.com. A2Z Darts is giving away a $15 gift certificate to their website. It can be used on any product seen on the website and combined with any special. Use it towards a $45 purchase to qualify for free shipping in the continental U.S. Again, $15 gift certificate. Just leave a comment in our chat. Hit that like button for us. Automatically enter in for your chance to win.
Can't beat that. Who doesn't like free money? Free money, free money. Neal staying on the 20s there. Last dart on the 19s manages to go ahead and close it. 180 to 76 here. Watson going to look at the 18s.
Scott Hannah saying it's gone. Mostly snatched up as 2 more, but Chris has the better strategy tonight. Mickey's saying hang tough, Brandon, but a lot of people saying Chris got this in the bag. What do you say, bud?
I told you it was 9. I think it was going to be 9-5. Once we kind of got out of that break, that's what my thoughts were. The way that Chris was playing and kind of the pressure that Brandon was putting on himself was just a little bit too immense.
Yeah, he usually doesn't do that, right? Or I know he plays with a little bit of emotion on his sleeves, a little bit of that, but I didn't think he was going to do it that early. You know, he started pressing after leg 2.
Yeah, he was really kind of pressing himself early, and that can be detrimental when you press and then things don't go your way, you know?
Ryan Solomon saying unless Chris continues to throw weird darts, he thinks he's got it. Scotty Dawson saying Peyton Manning, Omaha, one more time or one more comeback. I like that. I like that reference. Corey Drake from Martinsville, Indiana, in the chat saying, I think Brandon played smart darts. I think he can come back, but definitely going to be tough. Gabriel saying, let's go B, comeback time. .83 is pretty darn good, though, from Brandon Neal.
So
bold thing.
coming out of the break, or going into the break, sorry, it was a 4.5 average for Neal and a 4.85 for Watson. Currently 4.72 for Watson, 4.46 for Neal.
So they both kind of dropped off the same amount, which is interesting. That's why you're not seeing much difference in the score line, right?
Exactly.
There goes the Bulls, and the Trip 15 will do it. Boom. And There's a little extra into the celebration there. Now 7-5. He's still, I mean, they're still about as they're having about as good of a time as you can. I mean, he's a goofy dude. I love him. Reminds me so much of John Mink, I'm telling you.
Definitely having some fun, enjoying himself, no matter what. Chris getting some knuckles from the bar behind him.
And throws in a 6. It's a great 6 mark. Let's see how Brandon responds. This is where big darts are going to be needed. He needs a big score here. And he needs to hope that Chris doesn't continue to throw well when Brandon does. Because that's been kind of the stopper, right? Brandon's had a couple legs where he's shot fire darts, but
Yeah.
Chris going first, it's just stayed with him.
Exactly. I mean, those legs that Chris has had to throw, he's been dangerous, and he's taken advantage of almost every single one, if not every single one of them.
Yep.
There, right there is exactly what Brandon Neal's issue is that he will win a leg, the next leg after, and you can look back at the footage, every leg after a win, he started off really weak relative to what Chris did, and that's what's punishing him the whole night. If he started off the same way he did every single leg, I think that this would be an even score right now.
Well, he also got pretty fiery after that last leg, and it doesn't surprise me that he doesn't start off real intent or with authority here in this one. Honestly, I mean, playing the emotions game is very, very difficult, and I don't think a lot of people give credit to Price on that one, because yes, he does it to kind of get himself fiery, and some people think maybe he's getting underneath the skin of the other individual, but there's some downfall with that as well. It can hurt you.
There can be, but Brandon is that type of player, and so for him, that's just natural. That's why he invited people out tonight. That's why he dresses the way that he does so nicely. He really goes into it with the same demeanor. He's going to be loud and aggressive, and that's how he gets things going. Chris again going bull early. We're seeing both these guys kind of play the bullseye game early on. Is this a new age fandangled way to play cricket or what?
I don't know. I mean, we've seen some stuff in the CSC. I'm seeing some stuff when I play steel tip cricket nowadays. I mean, just some interesting strategies being thrown out from people as he continues to go over to that side, and it works out for him eventually. Big triple with the
Walked
last.
it right on in, yeah. Chris not even looking at the screen when Brandon's throwing. Could care less. Again, I cannot play that way. I don't know. I know that's how you play. I cannot play that way.
I love it. I love it. I play the same way. I do a lot of things like dancing and
Darts.
and just keep my mind off of whatever is going on with the opponent. You can take a quick glance once they're done, see where they're at, and go from there. I mean, it's kind of hard not to with the sound effects, but that's why I kind of brought up the aggressive deal, because that tends to be a downfall for me a lot of times. If you get a little bit too hypey, all of a sudden that first leg that you won, you just got too dipped, and then now you're out.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, you can tell he's nonchalant, just chatting, having a conversation back there, keeping his mind off of things.
He's got his headphones in, but he's also talking to players and people around him. So, wow.
And
Sometimes you just gotta just shake your head and say, "My goodness, it's he's just playing better, right? Like, there's no other way to say it. He's playing better.
That he is.
And
The-
Brandon, he can win 4 in a row. Love to see you try it. Just like the Red Sox would say, don't let us win the first one. Don't let us win the first one.
Got to do it from here on out. But hey, folks, don't forget A to Z Darts is featuring the Gerwin Price Thunder Special Edition barrel as their April dart of the month. Receive a free Iceman jersey with select Gerwin Price dart purchases. 1 jersey per order, though. So just a reminder on that one. You can also browse the latest Target player drop and shot darts launch by clicking the banners on their homepage.
I'm so darn proud of you.
I hate you so much. I could see your eyeballs just haunting me as Neal is on fire right now.
In fuego at the right time. The problem is he's got to do this against the throw, not with the throw.
Yep. That is the problem. He's doing it at the wrong times.
Well, boom goes the dynamite anyway. Yeah, Michael's saying Chris is playing very confident right now. I would say that is extremely true. Well, he just goes ahead and he's like, no more 20s for you, sir. You hit 9 of them. Nope. See, 18s or 17s? 17s. For that easy transfer over. Now he's got to stay, though. No, he gets rid of the 19s. Okay. I think that fed a little bit into what Chris wanted him to do. I'm going to be honest with you.
Me back to Steve Brown telling me it's about making you throw or making your opponent throw what you want them to throw.
Well, right there, Brandon just let right off the hook, and now he can do whatever he wants to do. 18s? Bullseye. And the 18s. He said, how about them apples? Or something like that. And Chris, again, just spreading out the love on the wedges.
I just want to acknowledge one more time. I know we say it's so many different matches, but the caliber of games compared to when we saw like Brandon Neal in season 1, compared to the caliber of what the games that we see now with all these different players. I mean, it shows how tough it is and how much these players can really bring it up when they're pushed to.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you completely.
Well said, yeah.
It's gotten better. They've had to get better. Again, Brandon was one of the lowest averages coming into Division II of the CSC Challenger Series this season. He was a late add and has made the most of his opportunities, 2nd overall in averages coming into this match. And Chris Watson just continues to play darts like Chris Watson. Back against the wall. All right, cool. This is how I play better. Michael Boone, I say it often. 01 is like checkers and cricket is chess when it comes to darts.
You know, there's a funny statement that came out. What's harder to do? And this is in regards to a steel tip reference, a 15 dart leg or a 5.0 in cricket. And the amount of 15 dart legs that were thrown was disgusting because that should without a doubt be 5.0 in cricket, no doubt, because that is a very tough task to do on a steel tip board. 5.0 for a steel tip board is probably your 6+.
Yeah.
On a soft tip board.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So maybe even 6.5. I would say 6.5 because the amount of 5.0s that you see is rarity.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. 16. Yep. And trip 15 will do it. A miss will open up the door. Just a scooch, though. Oh, he thought he hit it. He did a turn away. Chris is just going to stay on the 15s for the first two at least. Now he's got to stay all three. Or just, well, I think that was a miss by 2. What do you think?
Yeah, it was definitely a big miss there.
Wow. That was a great last dart. All right. And he went bullseye instead of 17s. All right. It's not over with yet. Eight, 6. But now comes the two important legs. Can he break Chris Watson's throw? And more importantly, can he break Chris Watson's throw twice? We have yet to see one. It'd be a heck of a time for the first right here. But Chris is going to put the pedal to the metal and also maybe put the cart before the horse a little bit there on that third dart. Oh, I like.
Another one. Ooh, he
He kind of
knows.
clicked the third one. I was about to say I really like the tempo that he had there on those first two darts. Wow, Chris. Chris Watson. I mean, my goodness.
Definitely wants to end this now, but Neal's making it tough. 6-0, 6.5 here.
Good first start. Needs all of them. Gets all of them. Boom goes the dynamite for Mr. Brandon Neal. Man, why do I have a feeling Chris is just going to go right back and do it the same?
Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, my. As he steps and says, "Are you not entertained?"
Back to back. My goodness. I mean,
Disgusting.
I don't know where these feelings come from, but when they come, they come on strong, and that one was just screaming for Chris Watson to again time perfectly a big round. Wow.
That was just gross.
And that haymaker is doing a lot of damage. The maximum amount of damage. And he takes a bow. Well, winning darts right here for Chris Watson. Still got him. Oh, doesn't have any more. But I like the dart there.
I think that, yeah, I like the move there, going for the Bulls instead. I would have been keen just to go ahead and finish it, clean up the Bulls there myself.
Oh, Brandon's going to have one last fight in him, and it's going to be the 15s. Otherwise, we might as well start the 10 count. He needs at least 7. Yeah, he knows that's not quite enough. And if I'm Chris, I might close the 15s first. Maybe bull first and then go 15s, because that way you might get a double bull. Yeah. Wow. Chris Watson. Congratulations. Congratulations to Heather Fuller. And yeah, if you're Brandon Neal, all you can do is just, at the end of the day, hey, he just had more. He just had more. And
Exactly.
if I am Daryl Cortez or Kix Alcala, and I just saw that performance out of Chris Watson, Kix might have saw it live. I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried going into next week because that guy right there refuses to lose. He'll lose in the first round. No problem, though. I'll just run off. Yeah, I think he's won 7 straight now.
Yeah. This would be his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th win in a row against some tough competitors too. So Chris Watson doing Chris Watson things here, looking to come back from the loser side, potentially have a finals berth, but we'll see who he's got to go through potentially next. Is it going to be Kix Sakala or is it going to be Daryl Cortez? What to find out.
Yeah, and hats off to Brandon Neal. I want to make that statement. He won $400 the CSC Challenger Series, top 6. As a late addition, that's very well done. And, hats off to him. I know we'll see him back in the CSC Challenger Series in the future. Chris Watson, though, man, he's probably my favorite next week to get for the 4th place match. And I don't think it matters who he's playing. That includes Daryl Cortez, which, man, what a chance we might have there. The 4th place match would be a repeat of a finals of Division II, the CSC Challenger Series. Man, but we're gonna have the King Seat match. Brett Hollanday taking on Jeremiah Berger.
Yes, we will. We'll have that one next Wednesday.
How about Monday?
Yeah, Monday's going to be juicy as we've got Mike Maloney, Leonard Gates, folks. Our King Seat for Division I. I'm sure you don't want to miss out on that one. But just real quick to conclude tonight's stream here, Chris Watson 4.79 and Brandon Neal 4.47 for our averages this evening. So Chris did pick it up. Pick it up for his overall average. Yeah, so pretty good stuff nonetheless. But yeah, we're really looking forward to Monday night. Gates, Maloney should be an appetizing one. Hopefully we see some numbers in the thousands. We definitely would love to see that one. What do you say?
Yeah, everybody show up on Monday night. Let's break our record for the most viewers we have at one time on our streams. I think we can do it. It's 2 fantastic dart players. The last time these 2 players played, which Leonard Gates has done a lot in the last month, but Mike Maloney won 9-5, I believe. So
you don't want to miss out. Will our defending champion or 2-time defending champion Leonard Gates,
the champion of champions,
the King Seat, or will Mike Maloney swoop in to steal it away? Come find out Monday night, 8:30 p.m. Central Time, right here on USA Darts or the Partners Promoting Darts platforms. Once again, folks, thanks for joining us for this evening's action. William Stuart, Sean Green, Nick Dichiria in the background.
Have a great night, guys.
We'll see you next time.